In the Hyrcanian forest, the Hyrcanian tribe lived close to nature and honored the forest goddess as their protector. King Enzu's army attacked the settlement and brought chaos. Sonia saw her mother killed and ran for safety. She fled with a boy named Dralagun, but he fell and was left behind while Sonia escaped alone. In that moment of loss and fire, the legend began. This is Red Sonia. 20 years passed. Sonia, now grown, explored the forest daily in search of survivors from her tribe. Her horse, Fear, stayed by her side. One day she visited a lake with a statue of the forest goddess to pray and wash her horse. She noticed mercenary hunters capturing animals. The animals looked weak, so she decided to stop the hunters. She had been taught since childhood to protect the forest creatures. She tracked the hunters to their base. After nightfall, she left her horse outside and crept closer. From the bushes, she watched them load animals into cages. A royal entourage soon arrived. The successor of King Anzu stepped out of a carriage. This new ruler, King Dragon, had overthrown Anzu. He was known for intelligence and for bringing rapid technology to his kingdom. A female guard named Anija followed him. They came to check the hunters' progress. The hunters reported they had captured animals for research, but they had not caught the Cyclops that Dragon wanted. They offered instead a group of people from the forest edge. Dragon questioned the group's leader. He said he was looking for the missing half of a sacred book believed to be hidden by the Hyrcanian people. The man replied he knew nothing and added that the Hyrcanians never disturbed the forest because they believed it was holy and protected by the gods. Dragon dismissed the warning, claiming that human power, backed by technology and knowledge, now ruled the earth. He ordered his guards to kill the man.
What do we have here? Is this machine not working correctly?
At the same time, Sonia moved toward the cages to free the animals, but before she could open one, Anija stepped in her path. Sonia noticed Anija muttering to herself and sensed something was wrong. Anija reacted with anger when called strange. She attacked without hesitation.
Mind your insolence!
What's going on here?
Dragon watched the fight and grew curious about Sonia's skill. He ordered his soldiers to capture her. At that moment, Fear, Sonia's horse, charged in to defend her.
Stay down.
Soon after, Sonia discovered that Dragon had taken the map she had drawn of the Hyrcanian forest. She tried to recover it, but Anija blocked her again. Dragon then gave the order to send Sonia to the Damnati Arena, a place where fighters were trained for public combat. The next day, guards brought Sonia into the kingdom of Might Heaven. She saw soldiers leading Fear away and tried to reach her horse. The guards forced her back and locked her in a holding area. She woke in an underground chamber where Damnati fighters lived. She grabbed an old woman as a hostage, hoping to force a way out, but no one reacted. The fighters told her escape was impossible. Sonia scanned the chamber and spotted a hole in the ceiling. She began to climb. In another part of the kingdom, the chief scientist asked Dragon why he wanted the missing half of the Hyrcanian sacred book. Dragon explained that the half he already held promised power over the world. He said that knowledge from the single half had already driven rapid technology in his kingdom. With the full book, he believed he could control all nations. Back in the Damnati compound, Sonia climbed the cliff toward the hole. Fighters watched in silence, surprised that anyone could reach the top. As soon as she emerged, royal soldiers seized her again. A fighter named Petra advised her to save her strength. She said the only escape was to win every battle, the same path Anija had taken. Petra revealed that Anija once fought as a Damnati and earned promotion to Royal Guard. Sonia then remembered Anija's habit of talking to herself. Petra explained that Anija still heard the voices of those she had killed. Around the same time, Anija grew uneasy when her medicine ran out. She confronted Dragon, demanding that he keep his promise to cure her illness and marry her. Dragon told her to wait, saying he would honor his word after finding a way to silence the voices in her head. He handed her a sedative and left, but even after taking it, the voices continued. The next day, the Damnati fighters trained in the arena. Ozan asked Sonia where she came from. She said she belonged to no tribe. Ozan introduced himself as a prince who had been captured and forced to fight. Other fighters laughed, and Hawk said he did not believe the claim. Sonia asked who they would fight next. Petra explained that the king chose the opponents, which could be soldiers, wild beasts, or other Damnati fighters. Sonia replied that she would fight only to protect those she cared about, not for the crowd's entertainment. The battles began as the arena filled with spectators. Hawk defeated his rivals and presented a trophy necklace to Petra, revealing their relationship. When Sonia's turn came, the guards gave her a wooden sword and light armor. She stepped into the arena as the crowd fell silent. Dragan ordered her to fight Petra. Sonia refused and challenged Dragan instead. Amused, he ordered Petra removed. The fighters gasped. Guards rushed in, but Sonia defeated them one after another. She then returned Petra's necklace to Hawk and promised to avenge the harm done to Petra. That night, the fighters gathered. Sonia sang a Hyrcanian prayer. A white-haired young man joined in, singing the same words. In the palace laboratory, royal scientists presented Dragan with a disc that could influence the minds of wild animals. He dismissed their work and demanded a device to control humans. The chief scientist explained that earlier tests had failed and every human subject had died. Dragan said that even with half of the sacred book, he had already advanced technology. With the missing half, he believed he could perfect a disc to control people. Later that night, Sonia approached the white-haired singer. She suspected he was Hyrcanian. He introduced himself as Drakes, a survivor of her tribe. He already knew she was the lost Hyrcanian child from 20 years earlier. Sonia told him she had spent her life searching for her people and felt relief to learn others were alive. She no longer felt alone. The next day, guards led Sonia to a royal feast the next day. Inside the grand hall, she saw a map showing Dragan's expanding territories. Dragan explained that he would use her own map to launch an attack on the Hyrcanian forest and take the missing half of the sacred book. Sonia froze when she saw the sacred book, holy to her people. Dragan hinted that he suspected her Hyrcanian origin, but she stayed silent. Guards then announced the capture of the Cyclops, and everyone moved to see the creature. The following day brought another Damnati battle. Sonia demanded real weapons and armor before entering the arena. After arming herself, she joined the fight. Dragan ordered her to reveal the Hyrcanian hiding place and threatened to punish the fighters if she refused. Sonia stood firm and said she did not know. Dragan, enraged, sent the Cyclops into the arena with a mind control disc on its back. The beast attacked at once. Spotting the device, Sonia leapt and tore it free. The Cyclops regained awareness and turned its fury on Dragan, smashing the throne and throwing the palace into chaos. From a nearby cliff, Ozan climbed back to the group. Sonia told the others to escape to the hill and promised to follow after rescuing her horse.
Where's my horse?
She re-entered the palace, cut down guards, found a research chamber with a glowing energy reactor, freed her horse, and destroyed the reactor. A massive explosion ripped through the palace. Dragan saw the blast, realized his chief scientist was dead, and ordered his troops to pursue Sonia and her allies. At dawn, Sonia met her friends on the hill and led them into the Hyrcanian forest. Ozan chose to return to his own kingdom, feeling duty-bound to his people. Sonia understood and let him go. He promised to meet her again. Later, while the group rested, a fighter captured a spy sent by Dragan. They learned the royal army was close. Sonia killed the spy and told Drakes to ride ahead and warn the Hyrcanian settlement. She stayed behind to delay the pursuers. After Drakes departed, Sonia urged the other fighters to flee, saying Dragon's men wanted only her. They refused, determined to fight after years of oppression. Dragon soon reached the ruined hunters' base. The hunters reported that Sonia and her friends had attacked earlier. Dragon asked his officer Karluk when the full army would arrive. Karluk said 2 days. Anija warned that waiting risked a wider rebellion. Suddenly, Sonia stepped into view and dropped the head of a slain soldier as a warning. She demanded that Dragon leave the forest. Karluk answered by throwing a sack that held the severed head of Drakes. Sonia realized Dragon had killed him and burned with rage. That night, while the others slept, Sonia noticed figures moving through the darkness and gripped her bow. When the shapes drew closer, she saw they were Hyrcanian warriors. Their leader, High Priest Hespera, stepped forward and embraced her. He recognized Sonia as the child who had vanished 20 years earlier. Hespera explained that they had seen Drakes captured by Dragon's forces, but lacked the strength to rescue him. He then revealed the missing half of the sacred book that Dragon wanted. Sonia stared in shock and asked how Dragon had gained the other half. Hespera told her that during King Enzu's attack 2 decades ago, a young boy fled into the temple while priests tried to protect the book. In the chaos, the book split in 2. Hespera escaped with one half, while the boy took the other. The attackers captured the boy and enslaved him in the kingdom. The boy studied the text every night and mastered its science and technology. With that knowledge, he rose to power and became king. Sonia realized the truth. Dragon was of Hyrcanian blood. Even more painful, he was Dralagun, the childhood friend she had failed to save. At the same time, Dragon ordered his troops to bombard the forest with fireballs. Sonia and her allies scattered as Karluk and Anija led soldiers into battle. Sonia fought fiercely against the invading army until Anija confronted her. Their duel was brutal. Nearby, Hawk faced Karluk but fell in defeat. Anija's strength overwhelmed Sonia, driving her to the ground. As Anija moved in for the kill, fear charged and knocked Anija aside. Using the last of her strength, Sonia climbed onto her horse. Fear carried her to the lake where the statue of the forest goddess stood. Bleeding and weak, Sonia prayed for the forest's protection. The forest goddess appeared as Sonia's mother and drew her into the lake. The water closed over Sonia and healed her wounds. The next day, Dragon captured the rebels, including the Hyrcanians who had helped Sonia. High Priest Hespera begged him to stop and return to his people, but Dragon struck him in anger and demanded to know why no one had helped him as a child. Fueled by vengeance, he seized the remaining half of the sacred book and ordered his men to harm the priest, but they refused. Furious, Dragon moved to attack on his own, but Sonia arrived and shielded Hespera. Moments later Ozan and his troops joined her. Outnumbered, Dragon retreated into his fortress. Inside, he read the newly taken half of the sacred book and found only teachings on healing disease, not the advanced science he expected. Learning that Sonia waited outside, Dragon commanded Anija to fight her. Anija hesitated, troubled by the whispers in her mind. Dragon mocked her fear and told her to obey the voices. Realization struck Anija. Dragon had always known about the whispers. He admitted he had poisoned her, and the sedatives he gave were part of that plan. Anija and Dragon drew their knives. Their fight ended with each stabbing the other. Sonia entered soon after and found Anija dying. Dragon was gone, so she followed a trail of blood to the ruins of the Hyrcanian settlement. There she found Dragon mortally wounded. She apologized for failing to save him years ago. He asked her to stay and hold his hand. Soon he died.
I won't.
Sonia carried his body back to Hespera for burial according to Hyrcanian tradition, honoring him as one of their own. Hespera invited Sonia to return to the village. She declined, believing the forest goddess had given her strength to protect others. She asked Ozan to become king and lead the land in Dragon's place while she traveled to help the oppressed. Several years later, Ozan came to Sonia seeking help. His kingdom faced a new dark force. The story ends there. So the moral of the story is never underestimate a horse with good timing, a goddess with lake powers, or a childhood friend who grows up to be your biggest headache.